Ladies and gentlemen, there are going to be Republican senators who vote to remove Trump eventually whenever the articles of impeachment are given to the Senate. Who knows when they'll ever be given, if they'll ever be given. But this is a really interesting Newsweek article. GOP Senator Ted Cruz said it's certainly possible that a couple of Republicans will vote to remove Trump. Now, they're doing this for possible 2024 election chances, or for their hopes in 2024. There are going to be people, very likely. I don't know if it's going to be Mitt Romney. I don't know if it's going to be Susan Collins or Lisa Murkowski. They're not running for president. I know that Mitt Romney will be running for president. I'm not certain that Mitt Romney will vote to remove Trump. But there are going to be Republicans who vote to remove President Trump. That is very likely. This is a Newsweek article. GOP Senator Ted Cruz says it's certainly possible that a couple Republicans will vote to remove Trump. Republican Senator Ted Cruz said that some GOP senators may vote to remove Donald Trump from the White House in a pending Senate trial. However, he argued such a decision wouldn't match the facts of the impeachment case against the president. Well, this is the most absurd impeachment we've ever had. They say, oh, he's the third president to be impeached in U.S. history. This is absolutely absurd. He didn't commit any crimes. President Zelensky and President Poroshenko, the two presidents, the current president and his predecessor of Ukraine, have both stated he did not commit a crime. There was no leverage. There was no quid pro quo. Why did they state this? Why did President Zelensky state this? Unless you can answer that question, if you're a Democrat or a liberal or a person who's like, Trump withheld military assistance to go after his political rival. That's what they've been doing with Trump from day one. That's all they've done is gone after their political rival in Trump. For everything they're guilty of, everything they project onto Trump, they're guilty of. But the interesting thing here is, who will vote to remove Trump? So it's certainly possible, the senator noted, and there are a couple that could vote that way, but I think anyone voting on the facts, anyone voting on the law, this is a very easy vote. Now, you cannot prove President Trump withheld military assistance because he wanted to investigate Biden, because Biden happens to be number one in the Democratic primary. So what? The Democratic primary is a complete and utter farce. It's a complete and utter debacle. Who cares? Who cares if he's number one? What does that even mean? It's meaningless. Who cares if Biden is number one in a field of candidates that are completely unelectable? They cheated Bernie Sanders. They blamed Russia. They got Bernie to promote the myth that Russia cheated him. And Elizabeth Warren, her campaign is pretty much over. Bernie Sanders, President Obama has stated numerous times through proxies in Politico and others, through sources of Politico and other publications, he's quoted, his sentiment is that he would intervene to prevent Bernie Sanders from becoming nominee. They're not even hiding their disdain for Bernie Sanders. So with President Trump, I get a president who is presiding over an economy where unemployment in 2016 was 12.7%. It is now 11.3% according to USA Today. 11.3%. It's gone down from 12.7 to 11.3%. And there's a Washington Post says 11.8, whatever. I'm going with the USA Today article that's in November. So this is December. So here, that's pretty good. Poverty is decreasing. Poverty is decreasing. Household median income is increasing. Poverty among Latino and Hispanic citizens has decreased from over 19% with President Obama in 2016 to a little over 17% under President Trump in 2019. 2 percentage points. Democrats pride themselves, liberals and especially progressives pride themselves on being the vanguards, the champions for the poor and working class. Well, guess who is experiencing a decrease in poverty? There are people rising up from poverty under President Trump, and that is not just hyperbole. That is backed up by fact. And in my segment, they want to they demand the articles. I mean, the segment is below in the description. It's the segment where I explain. It's right below in the description section. In that segment, I think it's titled Dems want Trump to resign immediately before Senate impeachment trial. I list all the links and all the information regarding the decrease in poverty, the increase in household median income, the increase in wages, okay, the record highs in the stock market, the record lows in unemployment. They want to impeach Trump on a phone conversation they cannot prove was proof was evidence of election interference. Notice how they mask their misconduct and corruption within the notion of interference. You know, Russia, they tried to interfere in our election by informing the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And Bernie doesn't fight back, but with Trump, you get a great economy, you get a foreign policy that is a lot better than President Obama's. He's withdrawing Americans. As a Jewish American myself, you get an executive order combating anti-Semitism, and you get a strong, perhaps the strongest U.S. president in terms of an ally of Israel. So, I mean, you get a president also that instead of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, you have a president that does away with the TPP and just engages in tariffs, and still the economy is doing well. And the Washington Post and others have tried to say, oh, he abandoned the manufacturing sector. Well, these are the facts. The fact is, according to PolitiFact, President Obama presided over a 300,000 job loss in manufacturing jobs. President Trump presides over a 300,000+ to 400,000 increase in manufacturing jobs. So if the manufacturing sector is contracting, there's a lot of reasons for that. Okay, could be technology, could be tariffs, whatever, the entire sector. But they're still hiring more than when they were under President Obama. That's a fact. And they say, oh, the steel industry isn't doing better. Well, the steel industry CEOs have desperately wanted tariffs for a long time, and they still do. They understand, like, in terms of a long-term strategy against China, sometimes things don't pan out immediately, but they have to happen. You can't compete when the world's largest economy is dumping steel, and so prices go down globally. Anyway, the whole point is this. Is Mitt Romney going to vote to remove Trump? We don't know. Let's just go ahead and, I mean, what would Mitch McConnell think? What would Mitch McConnell think? Mittens. You know that scene in Carrie, the 1976 horror film? That's you. That's going to be you. You're going to be in the prom, the Democratic Party prom. And it's going to be Mittens Romney. Oh, Mittens Romney. Oh, we're going to crown you a high school prom king. And it's going to be like that scene where a whole bunch of red paint falls on you. And oh my God, you remember when Carrie electrocuted everybody, and everybody was all like running around. Oh my goodness, don't mess with that human being. Carrie got her revenge. And everybody at prom was either barbecued or running out of a fiery inferno in the auditorium. I think it was a basketball court. You think you're going to do that, Romney? Mittens? No. They're going to sit there and laugh at you. They're going to say, there goes Mittens. And we made it. We made a fool of him once again. So don't think that they love you, Mittens. They're just trying to bide their time. And so that's pretty much like Mitt Romney and others think that like if they side with Democrats, they'll be like prom king. Here he is, prom king of the Democratic Party, Mittens. They think that they reach out to the Democratic Party, they can be like, oh, I'm a good Republican. I'm a good Republican. Oh, you can trust me. If you look at the way that Democrats and liberals and progressives treated McCain in 2008. Let's just look at 2007, McCain. John McCain is no war hero. Daily Cause. Okay, this is August 3rd, 2008. Really? This is a hardcore I'm with her Democratic Party publication, blog, whatever. Hardcore. John McCain is no war hero. All right. And there's other. Here we have. And, oh my God, Daily Cause. When a certain person, passed out on a certain day, we don't have to even get into it. They said, oh my God, this is August 19th, 2008, Daily Cause. McCain suffers from PTSD. Medical records will prove it. Well, so what? What does that have to do with his performance as president if he were going to run? Now, President Obama won. I voted for President Obama twice. Okay, I was a lifelong Democrat up until recently. I will be 1,000% voting for President Trump, even if Bernie becomes nominee, and he won't. Clinton will become nominee. But in an alternate universe, if people have asked me, what if Bernie becomes nominee? No, I'm voting for Trump. I'm not going to vote for somebody who promotes the same hoax and bogus, nonsensical, irrational, xenophobic propaganda, charade, farce, myth that Clapper, Brennan, Comey, Strzok, and McCabe and all the others perpetuated. Bernie Sanders like, oh yeah, the Russians, Hillary had to compete with me and with Trump and with Putin. McCain suffers from PTSD. Medical records will prove it. Why is this? Why are they talking about this? Why am I even bringing this up? Mitch McConnell will tell Mitt Romney, Mittens, you know how they treated Mitt Romney? You know how they treated John McCain? They're going to treat you even worse. Okay, he was at least a war hero. Your claim to fame is that you put a dog on top of your sunroof for about 15 hours. I'm calling PETA. My God. Who on earth puts a Great Dane on the roof rack? Did you mistake it for a big bicycle? My God. What kind of demented human being puts a giant dog on top of the roof on a 15-hour trek to Canada. I mean, you have to have some kind of deviant type of mentality. Come on up top, Fido. It's only going to be about 17 hours. I'm sure you won't catch a cold or, God forbid, pneumonia. Don't worry, I'm a good Republican. My hair is coiffed. And I speak very nicely, unlike the orange mayonnaise. Is that what you were thinking, Mittens? Because they're going to treat you like Carrie in the horror movie. They're going to treat you like McCain. Well, they're not going to treat you good. Yeah, that's right. You think they love you. Well, they don't love you at all. The Democrats don't know how to love. They're devoid of that emotion. They only know contempt and revenge. And Trump is coming for them in 2020. Anyway, I gotta go. Mitch McConnell out. Anyway, this article talks about, okay, so Romney, let's see, Romney. Oh, Lord. They spelled Mitt Romney wrong. So Republican Senator Mitt Romney of Utah has also expressed his concern about Trump's actions towards Ukraine, which led the impeachment inquiry. You have Susan Collins, you have Mitt Romney, you have Markowski. You know, it's it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting who actually votes to remove Trump. And then you have, okay, so here, hold on one second, real quick. Salt Lake Tribune, Mitt Romney's mission, trial first, verdict afterwards. Okay. Mitt Romney and Susan Collins. Okay, so here we go. Mitt Romney isn't taking sides ahead of Senate trial. That's nice. You know, although Ted Cruz has hinted to Romney and others voting for removal, I actually think that they won't. I actually think that maybe one or two. I don't know. But here, Washington Post, they're trying to get him to flip. This is Mitt Romney's moment. Yeah, right. Give me your thoughts below. Who do you think on the Republican side will vote to remove Trump? I don't know. It's interesting. Could be Mitt Romney. Might not be. I mean, he kind of has nothing to lose. Well, no, that's not true at all. He votes to remove Trump. That's not going to be good. That's not going to be good in the long term. But, I mean, you're talking about people who will try to make a name for themselves. So, let's see. Give me your thoughts below. 3 retiring Republican senators can demand a fair impeachment trial, Esquire. Give me your thoughts below. It'll be interesting to see. Thank you so very much. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right this second. I have a very important segment.